The Quaquaval raids have been live for a couple of days, so today I'll be showing you how you can solo the raid in case you don't have a group to take them down. So let's go ahead and hop into it. So per usual, before we hop into the actual solo strategy, let's take a peek at what exactly you're going to be going up against once you do hop into the raid. Quaquaval is of course a water and fighting type Pokemon, and it is going to have the water Tera for this raid. Now annoyingly enough, just like Scarlet, it is going to have its annoying ability, Moxie, which means that whenever Quaquaval knocks out a target, it boosts its attack stat. Isn't that lovely for a raid? As for its main moveset, it is going to be Aqua Step, Brick Break, Brave Bird, and Ice Spinner. However, it does also have access to the moves Rain Dance as well as Bulk Up. Now, the good news is that if you have been watching my raid videos for a while, you probably already have this exact Pokemon built, and it is going to be Slowbro. Slowbro is a water and psychic type Pokemon, and for this raid, you are going to want it to have the psychic Tera type. For its held item, you are going to want to go ahead and give it a Shell Bell, which does give you some HP recovery back every time you deal damage to Quaquaval. Our ability doesn't matter for this raid, and I'll explain why in a moment, but our EVs are going to be full HP and full special attack with a special attack boosting nature, and I would highly recommend that you do hyper train your stats. As for our moveset, however, we are going to want to go ahead and go with Iron Defense, Nasty Plot, Skill Swap, and Stored Power. Iron Defense is going to boost your defense stat, so you are going to be able to take those big physical hits a lot better, especially since, like I mentioned, it does also have access to Bulk Up, which not only raises its defense stat, but also its attack stat. Nasty Plot is going to be there to, of course, raise your special attack, which is going to help you with Stored Power. Since Nasty Plot does raise your special attack by 2 stages, and Stored Power gains 20 more damage added on to its original base power of 20 every time you raise a stat. Which means that when we use Iron Defense, that also helps, since it takes all stat boosts into account, not just the nasty plots. We're looking for some big damage here. But now that we know what exactly we're going up against and what you're going to be bringing into the raid, let's go ahead and hop into the actual strategy. So just like the Skeleturge raid, we don't want to deal with Quaquaval's ability Moxie. It doesn't sound like a good time giving it a boost every time it knocks somebody out. So, just like the Skeleturge raid, after it does its thing, we're gonna go ahead and skill swap that boy so that we don't have to deal with that, because that doesn't sound like a silly goofy time. We're gonna get hit by a Brave Bird first, which is not fun, but it's fine. We're getting rid of Moxie. And this is also why I said that your ability doesn't matter, because you're not gonna keep your own ability. So now, you're gonna go ahead and use Stored Power for the next 2 turns. This is gonna go ahead and start charging up your Tera Orb. Don't expect it to do anything because we have no stored power for it to be powered up. So, you know, it's just going to do a little chip damage. Leave it alone. It's trying its best. Like I said, this is just for charging the Tera Orb. Go ahead and go for our second one now. We are getting hit by yet another Brave Bird, and we live on 23 HP. Quaquaval literally hates us. But now that we have gotten those 2 stored powers off, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use a defense cheer here. We are obviously going to faint this turn, so this will set us up for the next couple of turns. However, if you get lucky and you get paired with an NPC that's using like Charm, or if Quaquaval gets burned, Intimidate, something that helps you take these hits a lot better, then at that point, instead of like cheering and then fainting, you could Nasty Plot until you faint. And Stored Power an extra time so that you can get your 3 stored powers off. And that's just to save the Stored Power PP so that you're not using it all at once. But now that we're back fresh and at full HP, we're gonna go ahead and Iron Defense for the next 2 turns. We're getting hit by another Brave Bird, which is so annoying. Leave me be, sir. Here's our first one. And then we're gonna go for our second Iron Defense. And these should also help us take these Brave Birds a lot better. As you can see, that one did significantly less damage. Of course, this is barring a crit, because crit doesn't care about Iron Defense. Now that we've got our defenses boosted, we're gonna go ahead and Nasty Plot. And we're gonna do Nasty Plot for the next 2 turns. Once again, we're getting hit by a Brave Bird. We're still pretty decent on HP, love that for us. And here is our first Nasty Plot. I love this animation. And now we're gonna go ahead and go for our second Nasty Plot. These Brave Birds gotta stop. He's gotta relax a little bit. He's being a little too aggressive. Now we're gonna go ahead and use Stored Power twice in a row. And these stored powers are going to do a little bit more since we did go ahead and Nasty Plot twice. They're not going to do like a ton, however, it is also going to help us get some more HP recovery since we clearly are in need of some at this point. So here's another stored power, being hit by another brave bird, which is super annoying. They get poisoned, however, I would have preferred a burn. So now we're going to go ahead and terrestrialize, and we are going to nasty plot here. These brave birds are so aggressive. For what, sir? You have other attacks you could use. And now that we officially have our nasty plot off, you're just going to go ahead and spam stored power at this point, which these should do significantly more just because we are terrestrialized. Here goes our first terrestrialized boosted stored power. Boom. See how that did so much more? And we're going to get so much HP back, so you just have to believe in Slowbro. He's got you. Also, if anything goes wrong, like you do get critted, you can go ahead and restart because there's no way you could fight through this raid if you faint at the wrong point, like after you terrestrialize or something. Just go ahead and restart. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I did get critted the previous video that I tried to film this raid twice actually, so I was like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna have to restart you know what I mean? So it happens. It happens. It's Diana luck, it's fine, but as you can see, this raid went a lot smoother, so it's okay if you need to restart once, and you might even get lucky and get paired with better NPCs. We're almost done, see, and we're back at full health. What's the bulk up gonna do for you now, sir? That was a great shimmy though. And here goes our final stored power. Okay, now you decide to use Ice Spinner. Where was that energy before when you were Brave Birding? I would have preferred that over the Brave Bird 4 billion times. And there you go. Like I mentioned earlier in the raid, if you do get lucky and you do get paired with like good NPCs that have like intimidate or can burn Quaquaval or use charm to lower its attack, and you don't find yourself fainting the turn that I fainted when I used the defense cheer, just save your stored power PP and use like nasty plot instead, because stored power obviously you want to save for the end. And then, of course, for your rewards, you are going to go ahead and get your regular experience candies. You're going to get protein, water shards, TMs, an ability patch, and some extra... Oh, you get some extra vitamins, actually. That's nice. Rare candies and PP ups, as well as comet shards, even more proteins, and some more experience candies. But there you have it. That is how you can easily solo these 7-star Quaquaval raids. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and leave a comment down below with what you used, as I'm sure people would love other options. I do usually try to use Pokemon that are available in both games and that you don't need the DLC for, but if you have an easier way with a more exclusive Pokemon, feel free. But that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you did find this video helpful, I highly suggest that you consider subscribing so that I can continue to make content for you guys. And if you were already subscribed and you would like another way to support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to those of you who have joined the channel as members. I appreciate you all so much. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.